lovely. Welcome back to another episode of The Should Life. Before we jump into the juicy stuff, I'm so excited to share with you that my 12-week group coaching program called Extraordinary is starting August 30th. Extraordinary is for the one who's ready to discover who they are and why they're here. This is a coaching program unlike anything else. This isn't going to be me teaching you lessons. This is about you remembering what's been within you all along. I love being in group spaces when I'm integrating information because you are immersed in a community of like-minded people who are going through the same process as you are. Some of my closest friends are people I've met in group environments just like this. This is the program for you to give the microphone over to that quiet nudging of your inner voice, to know your worth and your value, to feel grounded and at peace with who you are, and to get curious about your unique gifts and purpose in this world. I'm so excited about what is included in this program, especially for the price of $555. It's kind of ridiculous, but this is the kind of exciting stuff that comes from me following my own inner voice. This is going to be a 12-week group program where we will meet every week so you can really start to integrate inner voice work into your own life. This group is going to be kept really small. I'm talking a maximum of 5 people. So you're going to have plenty of opportunities for individualized coaching as well. And on top of group coaching, each participant is also going to have a one-on-one 2-hour inner voice session with me before the group even gets started. Oh, and these sessions are $222. So essentially that makes this whole 12-week group program $333. Crazy, right? Anyway, I cannot wait to see what incredible transformations await this group. Deep down, you know what your intuition is guiding you to do. You aren't missing the signs. You actually aren't unsure, not at your core, not at the center of your being. You know if this feels like the next best step for you. Instead of ignoring it, trust it and step forward into the life that you desire and you deserve. I've also made payment plans available for you. Learn more and claim your spot by going to nomoreshouldlife.com. That's nomoreshouldlife.com, and I'll see you there. Welcome back to another episode of The Should Life. This is your host, Jessica Lee Labe, and today we're talking about finding your people. Let's get into it. Welcome back. I am so glad to be here, continuing to answer your questions that you have sent me about inner voice work in the real world. This has been so fun. And today, the question that I'm answering is, how do I find my people? This is such a good question, such a common question that I get. And it's so interesting because my group program is starting in just a couple of weeks. I'm so excited. But up until now, I've only done one-on-one coaching. And it's so fascinating to me because the individuals that I have coached, typically, they don't really, a lot of times they don't even tell anyone in their life that they're doing it. They are completely honoring that inner nudging of the inner voice to show up, and they just know that this is the next step. But so often, my clients do not have other people in their world who will understand what they are learning, what they're tapping into. They don't have their people. They don't have their community in place yet. They're going first, and they're trusting, they're knowing that the universe will respond, that their people will show up because they are doing the work first. It is absolutely beautiful to witness. And at the same time, finding our people is so important, isn't it? Because if we don't feel like we can be our authentic selves as we grow, as we are right now, as we want to be, then it adds to the fuel of the mind. It adds to those fears that the mind can send us, and it can keep us, the people in our world can keep us stuck. They can add to the mind's stuckness. You know what I mean? And that's the other beautiful thing about being in a group coaching container, I should say, because being in a group environment, you have that built-in support. You have people where you don't have to explain things. You all speak the same language already. And if a bunch of people who don't have those supports in their normal life come together and learn how to access their inner voices, to learn how to walk in alignment with their soul's gifts, to be their fully expressed selves, and you have all of these other people walking alongside you in that, it makes everything magical. I mean, it does not get any better than having other people going through that with you. So if you are interested in a group program and you're feeling like, you know what, I don't have my people and I want my people and I want to go through this with my people, reach out. Extraordinary, like I said, is starting August 30th. And as of now, I have one spot left. I'm so excited. The way that this has resonated with all of you has just been extraordinary. If I could, use my own word. Not like I made it up, but I love that the inner voice sent me the name of this group coaching program too, because it's like, let's take the ordinary and just make it extra. I mean, hello, I'm so extra. I love bringing the extraness to everyone else. So let's do it. Okay, but let's really get into this. So finding our people, like I said, is so important. About 9 years ago, I moved to a whole new city and a whole new state. I knew absolutely no one. And I know what it's like to try to meet new people as an adult. And let me tell you, it's really fucking hard. So if you are in this situation, maybe you're still in the city that you grew up in, same kind of thing, because if you are evolving and you're no longer that version of yourself that everyone knows you as, and you're trying to expand outside of that, that can be just as hard as moving to a new city and state and trying to meet new people where no one knows you. So either way, like, I totally feel this. It can be really hard. So let's talk about some ways to meet our people. Okay. One thing that I have found that has been really successful for me to meet new people is to go to like retreats. I mean, first and foremost, this can be a combination of knowing what you like to do and finding other people who like to do the same things that you do. This can also be a beautiful experiment in exploring, what do I want to do? What do I want to maybe be good at? And then exploring things that encourage you to grow and try new things and meeting people that way. And how awesome if you could do both. So for me, going to retreats, mostly local retreats, because I wanted to meet people that were local. So I wanted to really connect with other women in my area that were interested in the same things that I was. Now, this was like way before I was into inner voice work. I was like just getting into yoga. I was just kind of starting to be more open about the eating disorder that I had struggled with in the past. I was just starting to like find out the power of sharing our stories with other women. So I would find local retreats, or like even like a half day. My local yoga studio would have like a half day retreat, right? Or like a half day workshop, they called it. So I would go to that, and I would just kind of, what I found is going to my yoga studio, I felt connected and I started to feel like I had a home, but I wasn't really like talking to or connecting with the other students. It was very much just like, let's go to class, let's leave class and move on with our day. And so if you're in like a gym or a yoga studio, something of that nature, and they start to hold like little workshops, that can be a great way to like see the same people that you see in class, but maybe start up a conversation or just seeing them outside of class in a different environment. Also, to note that, when I went to these retreats, I went by myself, and I still do this. I really like to intentionally go to retreats and events by myself because, one, I want to have my own experience. When I'm paying money and when I'm investing my time and my energy in something, I want to really be like in it, and I want to have my own experience. I find for myself, when I'm with someone else, like a friend, I'm also thinking about their experience. How are they doing? Are they having fun? And it takes me out of the present moment. And also, it doesn't help me expand my circle. Not all the time. I mean, sometimes I'm still, we together are able to like meet new people. But I tend to like fall into old patterns, right? You fall into the comfort of the person that you came with. And it kind of detracts from going outside and meeting new people. So go by yourself. You will meet other people who are there by themselves as well. And if nothing else, doing something outside of your comfort zone, something that makes you scared, but you're doing it anyway, I feel like you can be so proud of that, right? That's not an easy thing to do. So it's something to celebrate. So local retreats, for sure, local workshops were super helpful for me to meet people, to start to kind of like form a circle in a way, like a friend circle, even if we weren't like friends yet. It was like we were seeing each other at the same places. The other thing that I want to encourage you to do when you're trying to find your people is to remember to be your authentic self, to remember to share your story, because maybe look at the reason why you want to find your people in the first place. Maybe it's because you are recognizing that the people that are currently in your life, maybe they don't know the real you. Maybe you don't feel safe to open up your fully expressed self to them, your authentic self to them. So that tells us something, right? So in order to meet the people that are a part of a relationship that you desire within your soul, it's like just take a moment and really feel into how it is that you want to feel around your people. Maybe this is, being able to express your opinion freely without feeling judged. Maybe it is being able to look or dress any way that you would like, any way that suits your mood or the way that you're feeling in your body in that moment. Maybe it's being able to express a full range of emotions in front of these individuals and just feeling so supported and held. Maybe it's being able to freely celebrate yourself, share your wins without having a fear of jealousy. So really tap into how it is that you want to feel around the people that you desire in your life. And when you go into these new situations, these social situations, be that person. Be that person, because that's going to be the vibration that's going to attract the people that you are desiring. So keep that in mind. And if you're questioning who is my authentic self, that is where we go into the inner voice. That is where we tap into the inner voice. We connect with our truest version of ourselves, our higher self, and we walk in that groundedness of our fully expressed self. Okay. So just keeping that in mind throughout all of this journey, every step of the way on this journey of finding your people, staying true to yourself. Because the last thing you want is to be putting yourself in these, potentially uncomfortable situations and then ending up with more fake friendships. That's not what we're going for here. You deserve so much more than that. Another place that I have found success, this may sound random, but meetup.com. Like, especially if you're new to a city and you just literally are like, I have no idea. Meetup.com is actually, there are a ton of different groups, like hiking groups, card playing groups, shopping groups, like trivia groups. I mean, anything and everything. And some of them have virtual gatherings, some of them have in person gatherings. Maybe some are hybrid, which could be like a really great way to get into it. Book clubs, like you name it, they're on Meetup. And I've really been blown away by the number of meetup events and the success rate of meeting really fun local people. Coming off of that as well, in the city where I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio, and we have a lot of like really fun kind of like fitness groups that have different like pop up events and things like that. A lot of times they're free. So if that's something that you feel comfortable doing in your body and it's an accessible event for you, that can be another option. A group here in Cincinnati, I've seen actually a couple of groups pop up with like walking groups where it's like, hey, we're going to meet here on, every other week or once a month, whatever, get together and just walk. So usually they're on like really nice paved walking trails, so that can be accessible too. I mean, who doesn't love a good walk, getting some vitamin D with the sun, and just meeting new people? It's nice to meet people while you're doing an activity like yoga or walking because you get those endorphins up at the same time, and it helps you stay out of the mind because you're also doing something with the body. So there are other things like being activated at the same time instead of just sitting at like a table and talking with people. Your mind can really kind of go a little nuts in those scenarios. Still great, still something to celebrate, but can be really fun to kind of like get in the body as well. Okay, I think this is going to be my last suggestion, but I'm going to think about it as I'm talking. Another amazing way that I have found to meet people is through going to stores or like shops that resonate with me, that speak to me, that feel aligned to me. So for me, these types of shops would be like witchy shops, like shops that have like oils and candles and crystals and card decks and things like that. So I go there, and this does kind of a lot of things for me. First of all, it instantly makes me feel grounded and it makes me feel welcome because these are my things. They're beautiful shops. They smell good. They're like a sensory experience. So automatically I'm feeling calm. I'm feeling grounded. I'm feeling like in my body. So I love that. I also love talking to the shop owners, asking questions. A lot of times I love these types of shops because they're very like hands-on. They encourage you to like touch things and ask questions and really get into things, get into the merchandise, feel it out, see if it really resonates with you before you purchase it. So talk to the shop owners, ask them questions, and this is where you could also ask them if they know of any events that are coming up. Maybe they're hosting an event at their shop, connecting with them on Instagram. I have one witchy shop in our neighborhood, and they will post events like in their store, like little flyers and things like that. So I'll check those out. Other shops, I feel like, less and less people are actually posting literal paper flyers. So that's something where maybe you'd want to connect with them on Instagram or physically go into the store, connect with the people, feel them out, and ask, hey, do you know any upcoming events maybe that another patron is hosting or that shop itself is hosting? That can be a beautiful way to like connect more with a space and other like-minded people. Okay, this was such a fun topic. I loved this question. Thank you for sending this question about how do you find your people. Ultimately, remember to stay connected to your authentic self, share your story in an authentic way, and trust that your people will be finding you as well. You are not alone in this journey if you are feeling like you haven't found your people yet. You deserve them. Keep doing scary things. It will be so worth it in the end. And know that your inner voice has your back every step of the way. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. This is your reminder that you are enough, you are worthy, and you are loved. You can find me over at Instagram at Jessica Lee Laib. That's jessica.lee, Leigh.laib, Laib, and my website at nomoreshouldlife.com. If you're ready to activate your intuition and start living your soul-aligned life, send me a DM and let's do this.